A couple of years ago, to kick off our Le Grand Voyage, that was our trip around the world for 10 months with the family. We started it by driving across Canada from Calgary to Ontario. And as we're driving and camping, we're noticing a really nifty, cool little trailer. It's tiny, it's like 4 feet by 8 feet, pulled by a regular car. And basically it's just a bed on wheels. Looks something like that. It's got a couple doors, maybe some shelves inside. It's got a really nifty hatch in the back which lifts up to expose the galley, which is the cooking area and the supplies and all that stuff. And at the time we thought it was a really good fit for us, because we're not trailer people. We don't want an RV, don't want a tent trailer. We want something kind of nifty and cool and offbeat. The problem was finding something that was appropriate, that would fit all three of us in, because they're mostly designed for 2 people. So as soon as I got back to, as soon as we arrived in London, Ontario, I started making up plans to build one of these guys. And then we go off on our trip and we're away for 10 or 11 months. We come back, and on the drive back home to Calgary, we start seeing some more of these guys, and so the idea was rekindled. About a year and a half ago, I bought a trailer and actually started building this guy. Worked on it for about 3 or 4 months until it got a bit too cold. And then about 4 months ago, started up again. And by the middle of July, we'd finished it. So where's Teddy now? Teddy's in Caroline, Alberta at the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada Starbecue event. And this is the first trip of the Boreal 3, our Teardrop trailer. So we're all ready for the maiden voyage of the Boreal 3, my home-built teardrop trailer. It's a funny name, but I can call it what I want. I built it. Alright, so this is the aftermath of our first hailstorm with the Teardrop. We started recording and then noticed that we weren't recording, so we missed all the good stuff, but that was a pretty strong hailstorm. Open up the window there, let's take a look, see if we can see the what's on the floor, on the ground there. Yeah, that's hail. I think it's safe for us to go now. Do you want to look at the car or the trailer, or should we just go? Just go? Is this thing on? Hi.
Hey.
So we've arrived. This is the first campsite of the very first voyage of the Teardrop. I haven't told you what I called it. I call this the Boreal 3. You know why Boreal?
Oh yeah.
Why Boreal?
Because that's your name?
That's my nickname. Because once upon a time I was a boreal forest ecologist and all my buddies at university called me Boreal. So the Boreal 3. 3 because there's 2 of us.
And one more.
So we've arrived. This is the Maiden voyage, and we'll do a tour and take a look around. But what's amazing is that it took us literally 5 minutes to be at this point, drinking beers in the shade of our first campsite, and that's the beauty of the Teardrop, and that's why I wanted. Well, we both wanted it so much. We knew how easy this would be once we got operational. So here we are. What are you seeing?
The dragonflies.
There are dragonflies here. They are huge. They're the size of mosquitoes. I mean, Ontario mosquitoes, which many of you might not be aware
They're
of.
the size of hummingbirds.
There's hummingbirds.
No, they're the size of hummingbirds.
They're the size of hummingbirds, which is to say about mosquitoes. Anyhow, here we are. Cheers. Teardrop trailers are my favorite thing now. Hey?
What are you making that film for?
I make movies. It's our first trip with the Teardrop, so I'm doing a little YouTube channel movies. Yeah. Now you gotta use one sheet. It'll always find a way to fall off. Okay, this has got to slow down. Let's see if I can get a good grip on this now.
Oh wow.
That's a bear whacker for sure.
It's a roasted stick.
I'm going to give the camera to Elliot, and she's going to film me as I get the bannock ready. You want to hold this, and then you can watch this and see where you're aiming?
Okay, here he goes.
So we made some bannock at home and mixed it up here. This is stuff I learned when I was like 6 years old as a camper. This is what we do. They'd send us off on picnic, Elliot, and imagine you're 6 or 8 years old, and you're given a chunk of bannock, and you're given chunks of raw meat, and you have to go get your own stick. I had to borrow a knife the first time I did it, but I always went back with my own knife afterwards. A chunk of bannock, chunks of meat, which were, cut up into little cubes, and you basically made your own dinner on the campfire. So this is bannock on a stick. This is what I've been doing for since I was 6 years old.
Me too.
And you too, that's right.
But
And then
for
we
me,
just-
it was since I was 5.
Yeah, and then we just put it on the fire here. So let's take over here. And we got it on the fire there.
It's like it's literally moving up and down while I'm breathing. I added some more wood and I'm like, that's
Good idea. We need that a little bit more. Yeah, we do. So it's our second night in the campsite, and we withstood a nice big rainstorm today. A couple leaks. We're near Caroline. That's about, I don't know, an hour and a half, an hour and 45 north and west of Calgary. And we're here for an observing event. This is run by the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada. And what you got is a whole bunch of big telescopes set up here. It's called the Starbecue. And there's been as many as 50 people around here from time to time. There's about a dozen campers, maybe 15, 20 people here right now, which is a little bit small, but if you look up high, you'll see hazy but mostly clear skies. But it is hazy because of the fires in BC, so it's not the greatest observing conditions, but I'm surrounded by geeks. There's guys here who are talking about, you know, like the Orion Nebula and M45 and crap like this. Let's just gonna pop over here and take a look at talk to some folks here. I haven't done this ahead of time, so I don't know. Hey, geeky people, tell me about this Orion Nebula. Do you know anything about that?
I do actually. I have it tattooed right here on my shoulder.
No shit.
Yeah, right there.
Oh yeah.
There's the Orion Nebula in infrared.
Alnitak. Oh no, where are the belt stars?
The belt stars are not here. They're up here.
So here's a test. This is my general shibboleth about, you know, things astronomical. Can you name, please, the 3 belt stars of Orion?
Can't.
Oh my God! And he's got a telescope.
I don't know the names of stars.
Can you, sir? I'll start you out. Alnitak.
Alnitak, Mintaka.
That's the third one. Alnitak, Alnilam, and Mintaka. Well done. And that you know what? The fact that he's got the frickin' Orion Nebula on his arm, that says enough. That out geeks everybody. Well done, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Oh man. What's your name?
Brian.
Brian, I'm Teddy. We're from
Teddy.
Calgary, and you are
from Calgary as well.
yeah. And you, sir?
Member of the society.
Russ. Hey, Russ.
I'm
Teddy.
from Calgary too.
Hey, look at this. So these are the geeky people who come out here, and this is why I took a chance and rolled the dice and like, wow.
Hold it well.
So here we are in the interior, and people wanted to see what it looked like inside. Not quite ready to do the full reveal here yet, but I've been telling everybody who's been coming in, we had a lot of tours at the Starbecue, a lot of folks really interested in what was going on here, and I had to tell them it's about 90% complete. It's not 100%. There's a lot of fit and finish stuff to do. A lot of stuff still on the agenda to get finished. Have a little bit, I think I posted on Facebook, have a little bit of a leak right in here because I didn't fully seal my Stargazer window because I wasn't expecting any rain this weekend. But this gives you a good orientation, little overview of what we got going on here. I'll get rid of some of this stuff here. So Elliot's bed is back here, and I'm sitting on what is our bed, where Tina and I lay out. So I got a full 6 feet 6 inches, 6 feet 3 inches to lay out on here, and lots of cubby space. We've already emptied all the storage space with all the clothes. Kept some of our book supply here, and some things like swimsuits and towels will remain. There's light, there's electricity, it's all working. I've just disconnected the battery for now, but this is a quick tour of the interior, and it worked out really well. There was no sense of claustrophobia or being, you know, tightly enclosed or feeling squished. I think everybody had a great time in here. I liken the amount of room we have in here to the amount of room the astronauts had in the Apollo capsules that went to the moon. So 3 grown men lived in here for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. And certainly it worked out really, really well for us. So on our maiden voyage, nothing but an A++, and it's only going to get better. We're going to make little fixes, do fit and finish work every week. I'll get a little bit more done on it, but she is, to coin a phrase, a fully operational teardrop trailer. Behold the power, with a few things to fix still. Hey folks, Teddy here. Thanks for watching my movie. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it. If you've gotten this far, I have a big favor to ask. A few of them actually. First of all, give it a thumbs up on YouTube. Second, if you haven't already, think about subscribing to my channel. I'm really trying to grow my audience and spread the word of Teddy and try to get the word out there and share my stories, and every little bit like that helps. And finally, feel free to share this video on your various social networks. So on YouTube, on Facebook, Twitter, every little bit helps, as I said. So cheers, and thanks for being awesome. And remember, in everything you do, always be doing more.